guys, welcome back. Today, I'm changing my filming background. So this is more than you usually see, but this is my typical filming background. But I just bought a new bookshelf, which I'm going to be putting together and organizing tonight. I'm super excited. I'm going to be like a real booktuber now, guys, with a bookshelf in my background. How crazy is that? I had put up a poll and a bunch of you guys seemed interested in seeing me kind of vlog the process and talk a little bit about it. So I'm making this video to take you guys along with me. I'm probably not going to vlog actually putting together the bookshelf, but I will show you kind of taking stuff down, putting the bookshelf here, and then organizing it. So here we go. Enjoy. Ta-da! The bookshelf's done! Yay! Okay, now I get to fill it up. So welcome to my new filming background. It's the next day. I spent most of last night kind of putting this together. I love it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I've been reorganizing my other shelves in the living room, which you don't usually see. And this here is all the books that I'm planning on unhauling. I put a poll up on Instagram and a bunch of you guys thought it would be interesting to also see me do an unhaul. I do regularly go through my books and unhaul ones that I don't want to keep after reading or ones that are no longer interesting to me for whatever reason, but I don't usually film it. But I thought since this is a much larger than usual unhaul, I have 39 books here that I will be unhauling. Some of them are books I have read, some of them are books that I'm just not really all that interested in anymore, some of them are ARCs, some of them are finished copies. So I thought I would kind of quickly go through and share them with you guys. If there is anything in here that you think that I just have to read, let me know. If you think I'm really missing out and would love it, let me know. Some of these are books I have other copies of, or yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. First, we're going to start out with the mass market paperbacks. I have River of Lanterns by Qingyong Bazin. I think I bought this for like 50 cents. It's a romantic epic set in ancient China. It sounds kind of interesting, but it's just the sort of thing that I don't think I'm ever going to pick up, and I got it for 50 cents originally, so I'm going to go ahead and unhaul it. I'm also planning on getting rid of Across the Long Sea by Sarah Remy. This I got for free at an event, and in hindsight, number one, this is the second book in a series, and I haven't read the first one, and number two, I have come to realize I don't really enjoy fantasy novels set at sea for the most part, so again, one that I'm just not going to pick up. I have Otherland by Tad Williams. This has probably been on my shelf for like 10 years, and if I haven't picked it up yet, I'm probably not gonna. It doesn't call to me, and I think I started it once and was bored, and so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I also have these two books that I got for free at a book event, Dread Empire's Fall, Dread Empire's Fall and Dread Empire's Fall, The Praxis by Walter John Williams. These are adult sci-fi. They looked kind of interesting, but truthfully, like, they're like kind of interesting looking, but am I realistically ever going to pick these up? No, probably not. So I will pass them on to somebody who will actually read them. I also have a cozy mystery, State of the Onion by Julie Heisey. I picked this up for a readathon. I never ended up reading it, and I'm really just not that interested. I have some other cozy mysteries I am keeping on my shelves that seem more interesting. This one is just not one of them. And again, it was one that I had for 50 cents. This I think I got for free years and years ago, Gargantua and Pantagruel by Francois Rabelais. It's like a classic. It's not in great condition. I haven't read it. It was used when I got it, and like, why am I keeping this? I don't know. I used to think I should just collect classics for no reason. I do still collect some classics, but usually they're ones that I'm interested in for some reason. Then I have The Red Wyvern by Catherine Kerr. This one I'm on the fence about. Years ago I did read something else by her, like a few books that I enjoyed, and so I think that's why I found this for 50 cents and picked it up and thought, oh, maybe I'll read it one day, but like realistically, I just feel like unless someone tells me it's amazing and they think I'm going to love it, this is never going to be at the front of my TBR, and if I ever want to read it, I could always get it from the library. So, yeah. Then I have Stone of Farewell by Tad Williams. This is book 2 of a series. I think I read book 1 or started book 1. Again, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and yeah, I don't know. I think I got this on eBay a long time ago because a friend recommended it to me, and I liked the first book fine, but I don't care that much, so I don't think I'm going to continue. And then this was something a friend gave to me, What Angels Fear. It is a Victorian murder mystery, which again, like, it's just not something I'm going to pick up. So those are all of the mass market paperbacks. And in case you're wondering what I do with the books that I unhaul, I either sell them or donate them or send them on to friends. So they go to good places. I don't just like get rid of them. Yeah, so there's a bookstore nearby I might donate some of them to. Some of them I can sell to my local indie for store credit to use to buy other books. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Okay, next. Whew, okay, this is a big stack. This I think I picked up for like $2 a while ago. This is a copy of Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. I'm not actually all that interested in this. I just don't read that much YA contemporary, and this has not been one that's called to me. I think in theory I liked the idea of eventually reading it, but if I really want to one day and get on a Rainbow Rowell kick, I would probably just get the audiobook from my library. There's not a great reason for me to keep this on my shelves. I liked Fangirl. I'm not that interested in this, and I thought I was when I bought it, obviously, but yeah, no. Sadly, I also have this wonderful annotated Page Habit copy of Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson, which I've heard mixed reviews from. Some people really love it, some people are not fans. I just haven't been interested enough to pick this one up. If you think I would really, really love it, let me know. I mean, it is cool because it's got all her annotations in here, but I've had this for over a year and have not touched it, so I don't know, guys. Then I have a book that I won in a giveaway. This is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I'm like kind of interested in this. I think it's a YA fantasy set in a Middle Eastern inspired world. No one really talks about these. Like, this is one, okay, so a couple of these, most of these I know I'm unhauling. I will hold on to these two, and I'll let you know if there's any others, like in case somebody is like, no, you're gonna love these, definitely keep them. I will hold on to these until I post this video and see if anybody like thinks I definitely should have them, but I think probably I'm gonna unhaul them. I am also unhauling The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Not because I don't want to read this, but because I recently purchased this entire series in paperback, and so I don't need this hardcover. I think I got it for really cheap somewhere, but I decided I want them in paperback instead, so I'm going to unhaul that. I'm also unhauling Death Overdue by Mary Lou Kerwin. This is another cozy mystery. This was, I think, 99 cents or something on Book Outlet, and it was something I added to my order to get free shipping, because you get free shipping at $35. I'm not actually all that interested in, so I think I'm just gonna unhaul it, like, yeah. I also am gonna unhaul a book that I picked up for like $1, just because I haven't read the series this is based on. This is Star Touched Stories by Roshni Chokshi, but I've not read The Star Touched Queen. I just saw this for $1 and thought, well, maybe I will one day read The Star-Touched Queen and really love it, and maybe I will, and then I could always repurchase this if I really, really need to have it, but probably this is the kind of thing I would just read from my library. I don't think this is something I need to own, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. Then I have a book that I think I got a year ago at BookCon or Book Expo. This is Awaken the Magic Within, The Invitation, The 7 Essential Virtues for Incredible Success by Joe Swinger. I am generally not one for this kind of book. I thought, oh, maybe this will be kind of interesting. It is signed, but I don't care all that much. So maybe somebody else will get some value out of this, but I'm never gonna read it. Okay, let's see. Let's move this around a little bit. Okay. Then I have a book that I got at some kind of a book event, I think like 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. This is Birthrights by J. Kyle McNeil, book 1 of the Revisions to the Truth series. This is some kind of, I think, like an indie published fantasy, and now that I have really done more of a deep dive into fantasy and have a better sense of my taste in fantasy, this is not something that sounds like it would really appeal to me, and so, which is probably why it sat on my shelves for 3 years, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along to someone else. I don't know if it's indie published or smaller press or something, but yeah, I don't think it's the kind of thing I'd be interested in. Then I have some books that I'm unhauling that I have actually read, and I'll tell you kind of why I'm unhauling them. One is Wolves and Roses, Fairy Tales of the Magicorum, book 1 by Christina Bauer. I did really, really love this, and so I kept it for a while because I thought, oh, well, maybe I would want to revisit this or read it again. It is signed, which was really nice. I'm tempted to keep it, but I might actually send this on to a friend who I think would enjoy it, because I also had an e-arc of book 2 in the series and read it, and it was okay. I really enjoyed book 1. I thought book 1 was great. Book 2 was like mediocre, but I have a friend who I think would really like this, so I think I'm going to send it to her, because I don't see myself picking this up again anytime soon. This is another one I'm a little conflicted about, but it just takes up so much space on my shelf, and I don't see myself picking it up and rereading it, and I don't love the cover either. It's like just aesthetically not my favorite. This is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I did really love this. This was really, really good. I loved this as a YA sci-fi. I think I may eventually repurchase these in the UK editions because I just think they're a lot prettier. This just aesthetically doesn't really appeal to me, and it's really large, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul this. I don't care enough about having a copy on my shelves. I did really love it as a book, and I am interested in maybe eventually purchasing a prettier edition of it, but I don't really like this one that much, and I don't see myself needing to have it anytime soon. I'm not going to be taking pictures of it for Instagram because, again, I don't particularly like the cover design, so yeah. I also think I'm going to unhaul a very, very beautiful book that was sent to me that I did also like a lot, but I don't know, maybe I should keep this for Instagram? I might. This is The Raven's Tale by Kat Winters, which is a reimagining of the early life of Edgar Allan Poe. It's really good. I gave this one 4 stars. It is really pretty. You know what, I might hold on to this just for like Instagram reasons, because come October this would make for some really pretty pictures. Okay, see, now I'm talking myself out of it. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. You're seeing how this goes for me. I'm also planning on unhauling They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I read this, I liked it, it was fine, I didn't love it. I think his writing is fine for me. I know a lot of people really love him. This is a first edition, it is signed and personalized. It was really nice meeting him. He is very, very lovely, which is part of why I've kept it on my shelves as long as I have. Normally a book like this that I didn't love that much, I probably wouldn't have kept this long, but I'm not gonna read this again. It was fine, it was good, it just wasn't a favorite like I know it has been for some other people, so I'm gonna pass that on as well. Similarly, I enjoyed Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. I think this is a great YA contemporary romance with like a time element, with like a Groundhog Day kind of element to it. This is another one that is signed. He's really great and lovely, and I think I will pass this along to another reader who would get something out of it. I liked it. I'm probably not going to read it again, and I don't really need it on my shelves, but I'm happy that I had it and read it and supported the author, and now maybe someone else can read it as well. I live in Manhattan and have limited shelf space, so I have to be like pretty brutal, especially with how many books come through my hands and how many books I read. I just have to be pretty ruthless with what I do and don't keep. So yeah, if I live somewhere with a whole room full of bookshelves, some of these I might keep, but as it is, if I don't love something or think it's aesthetically really beautiful or have some emotional attachment to it, I pretty much get rid of it. I am also going to be getting rid of my paperback copy of God's Grave by J. Kristoff. This was really kindly gifted to me back before I had a hardcover copy of it, and I do really like this. I am planning on keeping the series. Do I have them on this shelf? Yeah, I have them right here on this shelf behind me. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't really need a paperback copy, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and unhaul this. I will have all three in hardcover, but this just isn't really necessary for me at this point. Then I have a book that I got at an event that I went to a while back. This was Goodnight from London by Jennifer Robson. Again, this is one that is signed. She was really lovely, and I appreciate the opportunity of having this. This is a World War II historical fiction, which is just not my favorite thing to read. I'm sure it's a really good book, and I know there are people who love this sort of thing a whole lot. I just always think, oh, I should pick that up, and then I don't, because for whatever reason, like, wartime historical fiction is rarely something I end up liking that much. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul that one. Then I have a couple of books that I picked up kind of randomly for $1 because I think I heard a booktuber talk about them. I can't even remember who or what, and they looked vaguely interesting, but now they're one of those books that I'm like, they look kind of interesting, but I'm probably never going to read them. So the first one is The Library at the Edge of the World by Felicity Hayes McCoy. What is this even about? I don't know. Like a woman driving a mobile library van on Ireland's west coast after finding her husband in bed with another woman. I don't know, and her teenage daughter off traveling the world. So it's like an older woman dealing with difficult things later in life. And oh, this is actually an ARC copy. Oh, that's so funny, I didn't even realize. So I bought this for like $1 at a used bookstore. It's an ARC copy of this book that came out in 2017. I'm never going to read this though, probably, so I will pass that on to someone else. I didn't realize that was an ARC, so I will put that in my ARC pile, so I don't sell that. And then I have this copy of The Finishing School by Joanna Goodman. Again, this sounds kind of interesting, but I just so rarely end up picking up thrillers. This is a thriller that sounds really interesting. If this is another one I'll put in the pile of, if you think that this is worth me holding on to and reading, let me know. I am open to it, but as of right now, it's pretty low on my priority list. Okay, last stack of books. First, we have Serafina and the Twisted Staff by Robert Beatty. I think I also found this for like $2. The cover is kind of torn. This is a middle grade fantasy, I think, and it's book 2 in the series. I do own book 1 as well. That one I am keeping on my TBR, but I read such little middle grade, and I've heard kind of mixed reviews of this series, so I doubt it would be a favorite enough that I would want to keep the whole thing. And this isn't in the best condition, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass this on. I am also going to be unhauling Hot Mess by Emily Belden. This is an adult romance, and not one that I'm really that interested in. This one is one that was sent to me for promotion on Instagram from the Harlequin publicity team, but I never got around to reading it. I think because this is one that is about, it's like a foodie related one. I don't know, maybe I would like this. Would I be into this? For fans of Sweet Bitter and The Devil Wears Prada. Maybe. I'm so picky about the kinds of contemporary romances, and again, like, the more that I've read of it, the more I've realized the things that do and don't work for me, and honestly, I just don't think this is going to be quite up my alley. I've gotten more picky about the things that I'm accepting, and yes, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on to someone else who will enjoy it a little bit more. And then this I got at Book Expo last year. It's a finished copy of The Oracle Year by Charles Soule. Again, this is like a signed finished copy, which was really, really nice. It's adult science fiction, but like rereading it, it just doesn't really appeal to me. I think like this is not really the kind of thing I love, and I'm a little, I don't know guys, I just have this like gut feeling that I'm going to be annoyed at this if I read it, and also I hate the cover. Like it like stresses me out. Is that ridiculous? So I don't know. This is one that I'm definitely going to unhaul because I think it's ugly, and I don't think I'll love it. If you think that I should definitely read this book, I will get it from my library and listen to it on audio, but I don't think this is one that I'm going to care to own either way, so I will be unhauling the physical book. I am also going to be unhauling Black Gold of the Sun, Searching for Home in Africa and Beyond by Iko Ishun. I picked this up for like $2 a couple years ago when I was trying to like read more authors of color and thought, oh, this sounds like an interesting memoir, and it kind of does, but I don't think obviously I'm as interested as I thought I was. This is one of those like aspirational books where like I would like to be interested enough to pick this book up, but like depressing memoirs are just so rarely something that interests me. And maybe this would be great and I would end up loving it. It's about identity and belonging, and in theory it sounds really good. Maybe I should keep this. I don't know. Should I keep this? This is what I do, guys. This is probably like the third time I've considered unhauling this and haven't. But then I also never pick it up, and it's taking up space on my shelf, and I'm trying to be more ruthless about it. So if any of you have read it and think it's worth picking up, let me know. Okay, I am also unhauling this copy of The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I now own this in a beautiful edition, which you can't see, but down there, of the Penguin Clothbound Classics. Let me find that, actually. Now own it in this beautiful Penguin Clothbound Classic edition, so I will be unhauling this one. Don't need both. I'm also going to unhaul my paperback copy of Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I absolutely adore this series, and I'm so grateful for this. This was actually gifted to me from Mara over at Books Like Whoa, which I really, really appreciate. I ended up loving this so much that I went and purchased the books in hardcover because I love them. So it's up on that shelf. You can't see it from this angle, but I don't really need it in mass market paperback, so I'm going to be unhauling this edition, but I'm very, very happy that this pushed me to finally pick up the series because I really, really love it. I am also unhauling The Alchemist by Ben Jonson. Again, this was one that like over a decade ago I got somewhere. I don't even know what this is, and I think I was in this thing of like in college, oh, I'll just collect all of these like classic books, but I don't need this, so I'm gonna unhaul it. And then lastly, I have some arcs that I'm going to be unhauling, most of which I have read. The first one I haven't, and I had the best of intentions, but it just hasn't happened, and I don't think it's going to. This is The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. This one came out in March, and it's another one that is wartime historical fiction. This is another one that was sent to me by Harlequin Publicity Team for Instagram promotion, which I really appreciate. And again, I kept thinking, oh, I'll pick it up, it'll be great. And I'm not gonna read it, guys. I just don't reach for wartime historical fiction. I just don't particularly enjoy it. I will not be saying yes to participating in so much of those things in the future because I'm learning about my tastes. I'm also unhauling some signed arcs. I have Berserker by Emmy Laybourne. I loved this. It's definitely a fave for me, but I also have a signed finished copy and I don't really need both, so I'm going to unhaul my arc. And then I also have signed arcs of Rain the Earth and Imprison the Sky by A.C. Gauguin. I really loved both of these as well, but I have seen Rain the Earth on Book Outlet for pretty inexpensive, and I suspect eventually I'll be able to find Imprison the Sky in there for pretty cheap too, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy this series in a finished hardcovers when I find them for cheap, because I did really like them. I would like to have them on my shelves, but I don't know, like I know a lot of people collect arcs, but there are very, very few that I do, except for these like really pretty special edition arcs, or like even some of the ones that are up here. Like eventually when I buy finished copies, I'm gonna unhaul my arcs and pass them on. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with these two. And the final book that I'm unhauling is another arc. Again, I read this I really enjoyed it, but I don't collect a lot of ARCs. This is another signed one. This is Bookish Boyfriends, The Boy Next Story by Tiffany Schmidt. I love this series. I think it's really fun, smart, YA contemporary romance. This is the second book. She's super nice. She's like signed the ARC for me and everything, so I appreciate it a lot, but again, I'm going to be unhauling this and passing this on to someone else who I think will love it. So there you go. Those are the 39 books that I am planning on unhauling. I decided I am in fact going to keep the Raven's Tail, so let's make that 38 because it is good and also really pretty, and I think it'll be good for some Instagram pictures. And these are the 4 that I'm on the fence about. So I will hold on to these until this video goes up. Let me know if you think I should hold on to any of them, or try them if you think I'd love them. Undead Girl Gang, Rebel of the Sands, Black Bolt of the Sun, or The Finishing School. Let me know. The rest of them are going, so by the time this goes up, they will hopefully be out of the house already. So that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. A bunch of you said that you were interested in seeing this. I now have a new background, guys. I have like a bookshelf as a background, which is kind of wild. I still have some of my my stuff, my swag and prints over there, which I think is fun, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and yeah. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts on the new background, on the unhaul, how you approach keeping or getting rid of books on your TBR shelves. I would love to hear from you. And question of the day, how do you decide what books to keep on your shelves? What are your kind of criteria? I would be interested to know. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.